Hello everybody, this is toysareruss, and for this third-party figure showcase and review, we're going to be looking at Trans Age, which is Cang toys. This is Pterhowl, which is a very stylized masterpiece scale version of Dinobot Swoop. So in this video, we're going to have a quick look at the packaging. We're going to have a look at the entire contents of stuff that he comes with, which, believe you me, is quite a lot. We'll have a detailed look at him in robot mode as well as in his alternate mode, but I'm not going to do the combined mode. The reason for that is I'm going to save that for when we get all of them and we do the huge combined video like we did, of course, with Cang Toys Predator King. Now, the box on the side, that is an actual product and figure image of him there on the side. The box is just huge. It's really difficult to try and keep it in any sort of state. So what I've got above it is the other packaging that he came in. So that's the top of the box. If you've not seen the unboxing video yet, I'll just very quickly, as I say, gloss over this. So that's how he could packaged. Again, beautiful packaging. The robot was in there, the wings were in here, and the absolute abundance of accessories that he came with, which I'm going to show you now. You do have to actually attach, if I've got space to put this down, you do actually have to attach the wings and everything to him like that. So there you go. Apologies for that. I just wanted to grab him without breaking everything. There he is, looking stunning with this, you know, what we're used to, I suppose, reflective looking, just everything on him. He looks stunning. We're going to come to him in a second because I still need to show you all of the stuff that came with him. We've got this lenticular card. There you go, which is brilliant. Yeah, there you go, robot, alternate, etc. That's one that comes with him. Pterhowl, you can see, is his name. Then we've got this other collector's card that comes with him, which is brilliant. Trans Age. And then we've got this giant one, which again is lovely, moves around. You remember these from the 80s, 90s, being a kid, etc. And we've also got the instructions, which unfortunately with most third-party companies, they're not the greatest. But let's just very quickly show you these. We're going to attach the wings now, of course. There's the rest of his weapons and accessories. And as I say, this guy is a combiner. So this is going to transform as well. I'm going to show you that a bit later on in the video. But that's going to be the hand. This is going to be the hand of the combiner, which you can see. So it's going to be huge. He's got these particular giant blades, he's got these giant guns. I imagine they all combine together. Once again, I will have a quick look and make sure we get all that done. There is the main figure, which you can see. Does that come down? It must come down, because this is just how I've took him out of the packaging. So let's have a look. This is just mainly first impressions. No, that's exactly where that beak is staying. So let's have a look. Look at that beautiful, lovely, reflective, metallic looking paintwork on it. I just love the way that Cang Toys go completely mental with their figures. What I really need to do, though, let's be honest, we need to get these wings attached to him first and foremost. So looking at this is very similar to their take on a dive bomb. It's going to slot into there. Now I just need to work out, in fact, let's do this. Let's fold this out. That's going to go in there. That's up there. So that, I would imagine, is it. Which way does this swing? Let's have a look. Again, I need to make sure that I'm putting it on the right side. This probably isn't even going to fit on camera, to be honest, because of how big and wide they are. But this should, I would imagine, slot straight. See, I say that straight away. I said I would imagine, and then it ends up being more difficult. No, it's not. Just slot that in. Now, of course, what I'm going to definitely need to be aware of is as soon as I stand this up, it is going to fall over due to the fact that these wings, although they're not die cast, some of the figure is actually die cast, but it is going to completely outweigh. You can't even see what I'm doing. These are that big. If there's one thing that I can get across in these videos, hopefully, it's just the enormity of these figures. Again, this is a masterpiece scale sized figure. And before I go any further, what I think I definitely need to just do, because a lot of the people who watch this channel are a bit like me, mainly collect, I suppose, mainline figures. Let's bring that around there just to give you a quick idea, guys. There is your Commander class Optimus Prime. So, oh, there you go. Gives you an idea of just how big he is. But now we've got the wings on him. Let's have a quick look at the articulation. So the head will spin. It won't go all the way around. It's pretty much isolated. This looks like you can move it up. That's definitely going to be for transformation. We've got a weird thing going on with the shoulder there, but it means you can bring these back. The wings, as you can see, have got loads of hinges in them. You've got a swivel at the top of there. You've got, that's die cast definitely. There's metal on the inside, that's the bicep flexion. You've got wrist swivel rotation, articulation right down to the knuckles on these hands. Beautiful. There is a genuine ab crunch as well, which you can see, which is great. Of course, that on the other side will be the same. The way it swings out is a little bit awkward now we've attached the wings, in all honesty. The legs, we're going to have to move this surely out of the way. Yep, these are on huge ratchets, hip skirts, which means we can kick them all the way up past the point of the splits. That's pretty impressive. All the way back, like so. Swivel at the top of the thigh. Huge knee bend. That, again, is die cast. You can probably tell by the way it's reflecting. Foot, ankle tilt, rock, huge. That's all die cast as well, which you can see. Heel, toes, tapping, everything. I mean, as you'd expect, guys, super incredibly articulate, and again, really great first impressions. And that's pretty much exactly what I'm going to do for first impressions. So the rest of the video is I'm going to get this guy into the alternate mode, see if I can fit him on camera first and foremost, and then we're going to come back, get him into robot mode final time, have a look at him with all of these accessories, what we can do with him, etc. And yeah, as I say, have a real good look at this guy. He's incredible first impressions so far anyway. Okay, so here he is in his, let's be honest, pretty impressive looking alternate mode. But unfortunately, I do have a couple of issues, but I'm just going to gloss over them. And then, of course, just spin it onto a positive, which I like to do with all of the figures that I do review. Right, now the issue I've got with this, and I've had to do something again that I don't normally like to do, but I've had to go and have a look at MGo's video of this. A, because he's brilliant, and B, because, well, he's thankfully helped me out with this. Now, it looks, now he said that his has got a factory misassemble or something. Mine must be exactly the same, because I cannot for love nor money close this over there. This fist just doesn't fit inside there. Now he says he's got the same problem with his, and I presume that's exactly what's going on with mine. So I can't close that fully. You can probably just make out there's a thumb right there. On his videos, I've not watched anybody else's, but on his video, so that's good enough for me. Now I'm also not worried about it, because if you remember with the Cang toys, the Predacons, they sent out a couple of pieces, you know, to help with the Rampage figure a little bit later on in the build. So I'm pretty sure that they will then, of course, rectify this. So they do, you know, it's not uncommon, you know, people make mistakes. So I'm quite happy for it to, it's not great. And then people will completely, you know, lambast me and say, you know, quality, it should be fixed, etc., or it should have been noticed. But I don't want to dwell on it too much, because I don't want it to take anything away from, you know, the figure itself. And I'm pretty sure that they will, in fact, fix it. Now, the only other issue I have, and it's not a bad issue at all, is I just cannot fit this guy on to this particular station. It is ginormous. It is scary for the transformation. I'm going to do my best to get a transformation tutorial put up on this particular channel, but for me it's just, I don't have the space to get it done, to be honest. But there is the pterodactyl, completely stylized, whatever you want to call it, alternate mode. Let's try and stand him up a little more. So to give you an idea again of height, I keep bringing him in, and let's bring in, funnily enough, just because he's here, Masterpiece Soundwave. So he's as tall, and I could make him taller just by straightening out the legs a little bit more. I could make him even taller than that. Right, let's go have a look at the ones which you probably want to see. Dwarfs, the Studio Series version, absolutely dwarfs it. Whoops, there we go. I've got the original vintage G1, which may not even show up now because I've got the camera up a little bit higher, and then randomly I've got a New Age Snarl, which I've borrowed from somebody. So this is one absolutely giant figure. So what I want to do again is just bring in, and I know it's not Masterpiece, apologies, they're not all Masterpiece figures, I don't have many Masterpiece left, but if I give you an idea of size and scale, depending on what you're collecting. So we've got G1 or Diaclone, and then of course we've got Earthrise. So once again, you can see it's huge, absolutely huge, and there's so much articulation on this guy, it's crazy. So the head, of course, on the neck, fully articulate. You can turn this side to side, you can close the beak, you can move this bit up and down as well. The wings, as we saw, have got 1, 2, 3, about 8 points of articulation on the hinge. You can still bring this even further out. That's just nuts. The small little hands on the front have got articulation on, oh, you can't even see, on the individual little fingers, all of these there, and you can spin it around. It's on a ball and socket. So much articulation, it's crazy. These, if I can bring this back, are going to work like hips. You can come out to the side, you can bend at the knee, you can bend at the ankle, you can toe tilt, you can rock, you can bring the toes out on this, you can move the ankle support. It's nuts. It's very, very, very good. What you can also do is you can take these blasters, and via these little ports here, if we have a quick look on the back there, you've got these. You can attach these to the back as well, so you can armor him up with these. You could also, if you wanted to, attach the what's the word I'm after, you can attach the, oh, I probably need to turn it around actually. Yeah, let's go that way. That's going to give me a bit more clear. Oh, that's the way. Yeah, you can move this red part up and down, so you can have it coming up over the shoulders as well if you wanted to, depending on how he's positioned. You could also attach these into the wings. I'll show you that in the robot mode, because it isn't going to fit. It isn't going to fit. It's crazy. I mean, I'm trying to, as I say, try my best to be able to reach around the camera, get it into focus, show you everything that you can do. They really don't do things by halves. As I had similar issues with their take on a dive bomb. You can also tell that he's going to be an arm, even though I'm not going to show you that, because there's going to be the attachment of where that's going to go. And you can move all the tail. This bit moves, this bit moves, all of this moves. As I say, everything on this, the articulation on it is just on a different level. And if you've got some of them, you know, professional sort of figure stands where you can balance them and have them elevated and stuff, as I say, again, I'm sure for photo opportunities, it's just not going to impress, especially with the fact that they use, and I really like this about Cang toys, although it's not full on chrome like it used to be when we were kids for G1, it definitely looks like chrome. So you've got all reflective plastics and coloured metals, even the red's like a reflective metallic red. So let me stand him up nice on these legs. Again, everything squeaks. You can't even see his head now. Again, he's so tall. There we go. I don't really think, guys, there's much more I can say about it on this mode. Apart from it's just stunning. Really is stunning. And again, fully playable. It's crazy how much play features they put into what I would class most definitely, obviously, as an adult collectible. It's nuts. The possibilities, the range, and again, just the things that you can do with it. For an adult collectible, it's truly amazing. The only negative, again, is the fact that the hand on the back wasn't, I think I must have a factory error, but I'm pretty sure that they will fix that. And as you can see, I'm struggling a little bit, but that's just me. You may get this, you may get it to balance absolutely perfect, and you may have zero issues like what I've got. Right, what we're going to do very quickly now then, we're going to have a look at this particular guy before we go back to robot mode. So very quickly then, before we do get to robot mode, I did just want to have a bit of a play around with this, and that's exactly what it's going to be, because again, unfortunately, there's nothing in the instructions regarding this at all, but I've seen that you can turn him into a spider. So this, as I've already mentioned, is going to be the hand. It's a big hand. So what it looks like you can do is, it looks like you can take the thumb, you can rotate this around and underneath, and then you can take these out as little legs, and you can see you've got articulation, like more articulation than you would have if it was a finger. That would be classed as a fingernail that's sort of looking to have its own articulation. So it's looking to be some form of spider, but obviously not an 8-legged arachnid. So that's sort of looking, I think it's about there. Then I've realized obviously you can rotate this around, then you can lift that up. Now, is he going to balance with that, or what's he going to do? I wonder if he's going to join, because if you remember the Cang toys one, sorry, the Predacons one, you joined the two fists together and made a crab. Now whether this one, there you go, all I've actually got to do is turn the legs back there. Now I don't even know if this is right. You can completely tell me if I'm wrong. I may be totally wrong, but what I've also noticed is as well, by doing this, and again with this, I'm presuming it's this way around, but this is obviously, I think, where it's going to attach to the, what's the word I'm after? Oh, that's where the back, I wonder if that could become back as a stabilizer. Not too sure. I'm going to tuck it out under the way now because it's going to look odd with 5 legs. But what I was going to say is, I've noticed now with the, I need that tucked underneath, with these ports on the side. So what we could do, I would imagine, is if we take the blasters here, like so, that's going to go in there. This is crazy. Again, for an adult collectible, the play features, what you can do is crazy. So I've got that there. And then if I wanted to go completely over the top, there's ports on the top of this. Yeah, this is getting daft, but this is fun, and this is what I like to do. I like to have fun with the figures, go completely off the cuff. Look at that. What is that? I don't even know what it is. It is ridiculous. It is fun, and it is something that probably isn't in the books because I've just made it up. But the fact that you can do it, I love that. So that is a completely armored up, heavy artillery, super bladed, crazy spider. A little bit like one of them crazy things you saw in the first, was it Bayverse movie, when they got and turned everything into these little things with the all-spark power? I'm not too sure. Anyway, I'm not going to waffle any more about this. We need to see the big boy back in his robot mode. But there you go. Look at that for a bit of extra playability, extra bit of fun. Let me know what you think. Let's get him in robot. Okay, then back for the final time with him in his robot mode, and I think this is definitely the way I'm going to be displaying him until we get the rest. So what I'm going to attempt to do, and I'm laughing as I'm saying this, is show you what we can do with his accessories, because again, this is, I think, what also at the moment separates Cang toys. Now, I could be completely wrong, to be fair. Some of the Leo Kaiser bots, which I've just had a play around with beforehand, if you remember with Iron Factory, they were pretty good with their weapons, but these, I think Cang toys do just manage to take it to that other level. So we can do the boring thing first and foremost, and the boring thing is just weapon storage. So if I move the wings out of the way at the back, you've got the two blasters. You can see you've got the holders there. Now, I say boring, obviously I say that tongue-in-cheek, but I know obviously myself anyway, I think especially with these particular weapons, the last thing you want to be doing is putting these into storage or just away. You want them, I mean, these figures must be, and again, let me know in the comments, guys, if any of you are, you know, toy photographers or whatever, or professional photographers, these must be your absolute dream, because the amount of stuff, the combinations, the things that you can do, it's just insane. So I'm just going to keep them there for now, and again, I'm going to give you an idea of what we can do with these giant swords. You've got the really obvious ones, you've got the cutout there. So what I mean by really obvious ones is, let's just very simply pop these into the hands. You've got what used to be maybe the industry standards. Let me get the light on this, where you can see the tab on the inside of the hand. So that means all you've got to do basically is line this up, and that'll hold in place, you can see there, before you even clasp the fingers around it. So that's pretty good. So you can do, as I say, the bog standard one, which is usually sort of something that I do, because I do openly admit that I'm not the greatest at indeed. Yeah, posing figures, etc. So that's the super basic one, and even I've made that look pretty good. And that's, as I say, me, who can't really pose figures whatsoever. Then you've got a choice, of course. What you can do is you can fold this over. Which way does it go? In fact, it goes both ways, and then you can use these as, I suppose, a bit like side blades, but they are still blades, of course. We can put the fingers through there. You can grip hold of this like so. Bring that around. Have I managed to miss it or mess it up? So you can put the blades like that. So you've got a choice. You can do that with both. This is where, again, you can get a little bit crazy. You can then take them both, and then these, if I just push this far enough back, if we keep that out this way, if I then fold this out this way, and then we're going to turn this around, you can then slot these together, and you've now got an absolutely giant and indeed humongous blade. So I can then pop this, if it will fit, while I'm doing this on camera. So we've got the giant blade there, which again looks pretty menacing, let's be honest. Let's then take the blasters back off the back. Now, I haven't worked out a way, and there doesn't seem to be any way of combining these in the instructions, which again, it showed us with the blades. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this one in again. You can, oh, I've just knocked that out, typical. This will fit nice and easily. Let's get the thumb out of the way into there as well. Push that right in. In fact, let's do the twin blasters, and then what I'm going to show you something else that you can do with the let's put that in, with these giant blades. So there's the blasters. Again, I'm just taking extra caution. I just want to remind you guys that these are ginormous. In fact, they do expand right out like so. In fact, can I show that off without trashing my room and breaking the display? I mean, that will go out, I don't even know, that's probably close to 1 meter, to be honest. But there's also something else that we can do with these. If we separate these, now I'm going to have to very carefully pop this down, you know, because you've got, I'm trashing everything, you've got on the inside of this wing here, again, you can take one of these and you can attach this. I've not had a go at this yet, I've just looked at it in the picture. That's gone in no problem. This one is hopefully going to do the same. Fold this up. There is the cutout there. Sometimes I do think I should perhaps do a lot of things off camera, but if I do that, you guys don't get to see it. So yeah, I'll struggle, and yeah, I'll knock loads of things over, and I'll just put up with it, shall we say. So there are these, you can't even see them anyway. Let's bring these in, let's put that there. So there you go, with the blasters, both of these, the extra bits added to the wings. Insane, absolutely insane, but spectacular in its own right. And also the head, this part here, the visor lifts up. I didn't even notice that in the first part of the first impressions. You can lift this part up, the visor on the head, and it also looks like there's a bit of translucent plastic inside there. There might actually even be light piping through there, to be honest. I wish I'd have noticed that a bit earlier. Right, I think all I need to do now, let's just put him here and let's bring in some figures just to give you an idea of his size. So we've really enough only got some Takara mainline ones at the moment, unfortunately, but again, it still should give you an idea of just how big he is. So this is Crosscut, who's, I'd say, quite a small one, to be honest. He really is, especially if I was to bring up MP44. This is the toy deco. Let's expand the wing out, pop him inside there. So he's easily, if I stood him up properly, probably as tall as your MP44, which is crazy. I've got a Soundwave here as well, and Soundwave's about the same. No, he's a little bit smaller, so Soundwave would be up to about the shoulder height on him, like so, which you can see. And again, if you don't collect Masterpiece, if you do collect mainline figures, again, I know these aren't supposed to scale, it is just to give you an idea. There's Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, there's a missing link, or as good as G1 Optimus Prime. Oh, kicking everything over. There's your Commander class Prime. This again, just to give you an idea of size, that is your new age Optimus Prime. And I don't think there's much point going any smaller, to be fair, because you won't be able to see them. So, in fact, I've got a core class here, so we might as well go to core class. It's an absolute monster. I think hopefully I've done this guy a bit of justice. The good thing about these is I'm dead honest. If I miss anything out, by the time it comes to having the entire set and I'm doing the combining video, I can of course add them bits in as well. But as I say, I know I've intentionally not done the combining mode, guys. I will do that when I'm doing exactly that, combining it all the way up. There you go. I think that's pretty much all there is to say about this guy for now. Very fun, lots of playability, even though it's of course an adult collectible rather than a toy. But the fun that you can have with this, and the endless amounts of posing, combining the weapons, using the weapons. Actually, just no, I was going to say, will they be blast effect compatible? But they're not. I'm just looking at them. You can have a lot of fun with this figure, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Of course, this is the second one we've already reviewed on this channel, Stegserow, which was their take on a Snarl. Look forward to seeing the rest. You guys let me know as well what you think. Take care. But of course, before we finish off the video, I do, and I have to, I can't believe I forgot this, let's be honest, that's why I've put it at the very end. I do have to bring in these guys. Of course, we've got our 86 leader Dinobot swoop, and we've got the original Generation 1 version as well. So again, a few more figures. Hopefully that does give you an idea of the enormity of this guy, and that definitely is it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.